Shaney always likes a bit of an AWP, and the double AWP setup definitely could be there for them. Mirage is a map that pioneered that, but we'll have to find out. We do have the pistol to come up first, as we are going to be getting straight into the action. There you go, Fish123. It's not going to be Eccles, it's going to be Rattlesnake, who's perhaps a name that you recognise.
I do.
Old name in UKCS.
Very old name. Again, one of those players that took part in the UK mega team with easy skins. Rattlesnake, known for his AWPing, if I remember. Weber jumping straight over onto steps. Rattlesnake going to be the one to say hello to Weber's face with the USB. And Yuho just coming in, running straight into Rattlesnake's backside before Bodito goes down, and T-Sack takes down Yuho, and Roma wiping out the last two players of Pensioners to take the round into the favor of Fish123 straight away.
Yeah, pretty crazy round coming in, to be fair. You know, they just sort of try and go for a very simple A split on the side of the Pensioners, and it doesn't really work out for them. They find a few picks here and there, but ultimately only a couple frags picked up. Really not the best of starts, unfortunately. No bomb plant either. Going to go into this round pulling out a few pistols here and there, which once again is perhaps slightly questionable, as they would want to, you know, get a solid buy going into the next round, but we'll see. Maybe they can do some damage with it. Nice flash in towards middle. Rattlesnake gaining a little bit of info. Roma spots out Bodito, who's like, I'm super sneaky, guys. I make my way up short. But
so he's done the Cryptics as well, jumping out. Everyone falling like flies from Pensioners.
Yeah, not much fun input. Yeah. I mean, there's not really all that much to say. Everyone all over the shop from Pensioners, they just really wanted to get into this rifle round as soon as possible.
Rifle round it is. AK-47s all round for everyone. Head armor as well, and a bit of utility to round things off for them. 2 flashbangs. Smoke. Really surprised, like, do players not... In what situations would you take 2 flashbangs over 1 flashbang and a Molotov? Like, is there a preference that some players like? Some players don't like using those mollies and stuff?
Yeah, I suppose flashes are a little bit easier to just lob. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're like, oh, I want to flash this general area. There are some flash lineups you can learn, but Molotovs, if you want to make them effective, you kind of have to know the lineups.
Yuho catching Rattlesnake off guard there. Going straight in, Weber finding Batham, Mr. Hoi taking down Cryptics, and now that opens up the A site for Pensioners to get a bomb plant down. T-Sack with a mask in hand. And coming in is going to get Mr. Hoi's face as well, but Bodito with the AK-47. T-Sack a bit too soon there after getting the kill, switching the weapon. Shaney finishes him off, and Pensioners get 1 point on the board for themselves.
It must be so hard playing, you know, with this rule set that they have in Prem in this game. I don't know, man. 30-second rounds are pretty rough. You know what I mean? You see what I'm getting at? I don't want to flame too hard, but it's kind of what I talked about a little bit earlier when we saw Endpoint play against Orgless, right? Where they used all the time they had available, all the strategy they had available, you know, and gathered information. And what we're seeing here are just 2 teams, especially on that T side of things, where like, right, there's only like, you know, 30, 45 seconds in a round. Let's just quickly move into mid, quickly move into a site rather than gathering information. Nice little one-tap comes in from Shaney, but they're not ready for Rattlesnake to be here. He trades up Bodito. Shaney, meanwhile, and the boys have made their way in towards Connector. Has yet to take down Rattlesnake. He's certainly been a little bit slippery here over towards short, but it's a 4-on-2. And the A site pretty much in full control of the Pensioners. They do need to go back and retrieve the bomb, but it's another save situation for Fish123, and it should be another round going the way of that T side.
The bomb is retrieved. Yuho making sure that Rattlesnake isn't coming all the way around from T-Apps. T-Sack just going to hold Kitchen. 50 seconds remaining while the bomb is getting planted. Mr. Hoi going to go for a bit of a hunting expedition. Not going to be able to find anyone. Yuho is as well. You're pushing down mid. Last known location of Rattlesnake, so definitely both these players have to be on the B. They've got all the information that they can, and most probably in T-Apps. Push down short. It's coming in, both Yuho and Mr. Hoi. Tapping away. Rattlesnake does fall. Now it's down to T-Sack. He's just going to hide. He's not going to try and take the peak unless necessary. he has a player up close, and he's going to get the frag. He's not actually going to get the frag. There's not facing you, Mr. Hoy. Just 180 flicks round, and that's a clean wipe from Pensioners on Fish123.
Yeah, you hate to see it from T-Sack there. It does happen from time to time, I suppose, and that's probably one of the worst situations to have it, where he's just a few seconds away from saving. He gets ripped apart. Absolutely embarrassed by Mr. Hoy, unfortunately. Will be a pretty clean second round for Pensioners, and now should, in theory, be a third as well. They'd want to get this one cleanly and find themselves a bit of cash build up early on in this first half.
Mr. Hoy not caring at all, neither is Bordito as he makes his way through Connector. But pistols in hands of Fish123. T-Sack manages to find the head of Mr. Hoy, and Shaney as well. He can salvage something, but he sees two players coming in through Connector. It's going to be hard for him as the spray does come down. He actually gets tagged up to 23 HP. Bordito falls to 40 as well. He's doing tons of damage with the USB, what he has, but he's going to be flushed out eventually.
Yeah, dealt with in time. If he'd have got those picks earlier on, then maybe, you know, it might have been a bit of a difference maker, but at the end there, just sort of consolation kills once again, keeping the economy of Pensioners modest, making sure they can't fly ahead, financially speaking. You know, as you can see, kind of Shaney, Mr. Hoy, a little bit less money than they would like, but still relatively comfortable. Fish123 going to need to look to get another rifle round on the board here, because their economy is really starting to feel the burn. Spent all they can into this round. No AWP, just the one kit, very little utility to work with. They need to find an initial frag here, need to get aggressive somewhere. Buddy system, perhaps. Maybe a good read from T-Sack. I think those walls are awfully thick for the M4. Mr. Hoy, meanwhile, going to pick up the first kill onto Batham. Yuho trying to find T-Sack. He knows that he's here. At least trapping him in the B side is going to be pretty effective for that T side as they get more and more control. Unfortunately for Mr. Hoy, he tries to pull off a solo play. It's Rattlesnake's taken down. Cryptic's baiting out Rattlesnake's position perfectly. Takes down Shaney as well. Brings it now into a solid man advantage for the CT side, and hardly any information for the Pensioners to work with as they work their way down short. Trying to make the best out of a bad situation so far. Gonna have T-Sack to deal with though over towards B.
Boost up onto the B site. Would not be expecting. As Yuho and Bordito make their initial push onto the site, being very cautious, checking the corners, checking the angles, as T-Sack jumps down a bit prematurely and gets taken down, and that lets Yuho plant the bomb in a 2v2 now. Cryptics and Roma coming in through kitchen. Two players. You've got Yuho sitting tight, Bordito sitting tight on the corner as Yuho goes down. He needs to find one. He finds both as they line up. The head of Roma gets completely taken off, and Pensioners walk away with yet another round in the bag.
Yeah, they line up perfectly there, unfortunately. For the Fish123 sides, I feel like the player in window should have jumped out a little bit earlier maybe, rather than trying to bait his teammate out. Didn't really work. Pensioners with the fourth round starting to look a little bit more dominant now, as Fish123 going to be backed onto another quasi-buy situation. On the pistols, you don't really expect too much from them, but you never know. Bit of armor in play. The Deagles as well, always deadly. Give them those few seconds to line up a shot. As you can see, Bordito tagged down pretty heavily quite early on. Thankfully, everybody else seems to be doing a decent enough job of cleaning things up to make their way easily into that A site. Only two players remaining now on the CT side. Weber, see you later. T-Sack, what can you do? Not much. Picks up one, but Pensioners in with another clean accumulator round for themselves, making it 5-2.
Losing so many rounds back to back, one would definitely question whether Fish123 definitely have a problem going on internally with their team. However, Rattlesnake, that AWP in hand, good old days. This is what I remember. He's going to come out with it. Molly goes off, but the peak isn't coming down mid. He sees the flashbang, and two line up. He does damage as well, but Weber is the one to fall. Who did he damage as well? Is that Yuho that he damages? Nearly a collateral. No, it's Bordito. Falls to 18 HP. Very close there to get 2 kills with that one bullet.
Bit of a shame. Maybe if you'd aligned them up slightly higher, maybe. You know, it's always little bit of RNG involved there, but he does manage to get another onto Mr. Hoy as he tries to get aggressive out through Palace, so definitely worth his weight in gold right here. Shaney will eventually deal with him, but not before another teammate falls. I mean, a 4-on-2, low HP for Bedito, not great at all for Pensioners here. It's all going to be on Shaney, really. They do have a little bit of control to work with, quietly making their way on towards the A side, but Batham is a thorn in the side. He's still somehow alive, and Shaney has crept in. They know where he is now, though, and on half HP, surely these next 3 players should be able to take him down, and it's the first Cryptics to find him in the 3rd round. Fish123 quite easily.
Okay, Fish123 not letting Pensioners get that much of a lead. They do manage to get another round on the board, taking them to 3. Only 2 rounds away from equalizing. However, that does give them the reset of the economy. So if they lose this round, they're looking to lose yet another eco. Rattlesnake no longer having that AWP down mid. Dangerous weapon to give to him. But a lot more is being given to this mid area as both these teams know how vital mid control is. As window is smoked and 3 players from Pensioners take over the top of mid. Rema throwing a smoke onto short, not giving any sort of information away to Pensioners as they make their push in. T-Sac just about spots a player at the end of T-Apps. Doesn't know that Bodito's that far pushed up though.
Really want to go for this. Smoke going to go down into a short. Nice flash comes in. As Weber will take down Roma relatively easily. There's been some quick rotations on towards the site here, but Bodito somehow has snuck in.
What?
Takes down both. T-Sac going to fall as well. I think he must have spotted him on his teammate's kind of mini-map there. 4-on-2. These last 2 players relatively low as well. I think Fish just going to have to back away and try and save. Really not looking too good for these final 2 players. Yeah, they don't want to go for it at all. Just going to back off.
They are being chased by Bodito. He's already got 2 kills. He's looking to increase that number exponentially. Can he get 2 more? Oh, that's a good molly. He knows that there could be a player there. Basin has to peek him. Bodito takes him down. Doesn't know where the other is, but Cryptic sitting in CT spawn. Just going to be waiting. 1 player. It's Shaney. He's going to be going up against, and Shaney gets taken down by Cryptex. But 12 HP, and Bodito is on the hunt, but can you survive long enough? A molly, a very good molly as well, but it's a bit of a gap, and Bodito don't give a damn. He's just going to come around the corner and take Cryptic down.
Yeah, pretty easy stuff in the end there. Comes on through. Does seem Fish123 maybe in some of these situations, you know, over towards B there seem to be, I don't know, a bit of a discrepancy in the communication. And as is tradition, I know the usual boys aren't here, but speaking of communication and our fish fact of the week.
Oh my god.
Did you know that fish use a variety of low-pitched sounds to convey messages to each other? They moan, grunt, croak, boom, hiss, whistle, creak, shriek, and wail. They rattle their bones and gnash their teeth. However, fish do not have vocal cords. They use other parts of their bodies to make noises, such as vibrating muscles against their swim bladder. Your fish fact for the week.
So, fish use the same thing that bats use, but a fish version.
I suppose so, yeah. If you're an expert on bats, I'll take your word for it.
So what? Bats, is it called sonar, right?
Yeah.
That bats use. So
it seems kind of similar, but maybe not as
they make a sound.
far-reaching.
Yeah, so they make a sound and the sound bounces back.
Yeah.
And then they can kind of map out the environment around them. So fishes kind of do the same, but with their bones.
It sounds that way.
In water?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's less about sound, more about vibration.
Oh. Speaking of, no, I can't transition that as smoothly as I thought. Vibration. If you were playing Call of Duty and you had a controller, your controller would be vibrating if you were dying, like you were. Fish123 down mid there. There we go. A very elaborated transition from vibrations. Yeah. But
I didn't warn you about the fish fact, to be fair, so I mean, it completely came out of the blue for you. So I understand.
It's fine. I heard that there's biscuit time with Jackie or something.
Yeah, yeah, indeed. They compare the biscuits of the week or something like that.
Biscuits of the week.
Good. But I mean, I think the fish facts thing's been a thing for a little while. It's just a bit funnier now that they're, performing poorly for the most part in Prem, unfortunately. But we'll see. It's a bit of a chance here in this round. Spoke too soon. Rattlesnake gets taken down, so it's into the one-on-one. Shane kind of has the position advantage, spots the shadow, and with the pre-fire takes down Cryptics to secure an 8th round. It looked like for a wee second, Fish123 were maybe going to start to get back into this game, but Pensioners hard reset them a few rounds ago and have now retaken control of this game, having a stellar T-half so far, 8-3, looking set to get a couple more on the board as well, as there's barely any money for Fish123. Gonna have to eco this one out. So Pensioners really starting to storm ahead, and we spoke about the standings obviously before the game. Fish123, it's not looking so good for them.
Not looking so good for them in the standings, neither is it looking good for them in the current game. They have to start performing beyond well. Roma getting the first kill onto Bodito, but it looks like Rattlesnake just survived for another day, somehow in under tunnel, but it's fine. Weber's just going to hold him out and get rid of him and delete him from the round. As we go into a 4 versus 4. I spoke too soon. A 3 versus 4 as Fish123 still on the eco. You've got 2 Deagles left and Batham on the USP. Roma does fall to Weber. Cryptic, the flash expires a bit too late. Yuho does get Cryptic, and Mr. Hoy chiming in a bit, finding Batham. And a clean round. Well, not so clean. One player did die, but Pensioners making their lead ever bigger.
I don't know, it's a little bit worrying to see Cryptics there, had a bit of an opportunity to pick up a kill. It's a great off-angle. It's just a really easy way to improve your game, is to just stand in a bit of a different spot. You can kind of see the barrel, and then they walk straight into your crosshair if they're walking up connector. And he just didn't shoot for like a good half a second to a second, so a little bit of a mess. Bodito, though, storming straight in towards B, does get taken down. Trying to trade it back, but Roma actually comes out on top of both exchanges somehow. They both knew that he was there, both pre-aimed him, but he absolutely demolishes it. So Fish123, off the back of Batham's kill as well a little bit earlier on, may well have an opportunity to secure a round here. Rattlesnake back on the AWP, takes down Mr. Hoy, and it's all going to be on towards Shaney. An AWP in the 1-on-4, they're 100% aware of him as Batham's pushed up a little bit aggressively on towards ramp. Easy pickup. And they also retrieved the AWP, so a really good round coming in from Fish123.
That puts Fish123 in a double AWP setup. A drop coming out for T-Sack, the M4. It definitely looks like Batham's going to keep that AWP. With Rattlesnake back on the AWP, really paying off now. 14 rounds in. Fish123, 4 rounds on the board. Pensioners ahead with 9. Fish123 slowly trying to come back into this. Machani, a quick peek, takes out Batham. Red like a book. Yuho pushing down mid. Cryptics is ready above the smoke like Batman, using that sonar that he has.
Nice.
No, wait. Fish sonar that he has, trying to figure out where the enemies are. But
we can't coin that. I'm sorry.
Rattlesnake, he's taking over CT. He's not going to be expected to play a boosted. Cheney finds his foot, does get rid of him completely. Yuho finds Roma as well with the help of Bodito. And now there's a third player coming towards CT. It's T-Sack. He's up against the AWP. 2 shots do miss. Picks up the AWP in return, but Mr. Hoy is behind him. And Pensioners gets double digits. Fish123, 1 round away from making this a 10-5 half. However, they don't have a lot of money.
No, not a great deal, but they are going to have to buy up. No real opportunity to eco, like you say, so...
Oh dear. KD's not looking that great, neither is ADR for Fish123.
No, it really isn't, is it? A bit unfortunate, but,
What can you do?
Yeah, exactly. Just going to have to hope for a bit of a better T side, I feel. But still, 5 rounds would be nice to get on the board. Shaney, though, on that AWP once again. It's pretty damn scary. Weber peeking above his teammate, spraying, bit of a distraction play. Works very effectively indeed. I'm not so sure about this one from Shaney. He's got to be very careful. There's a fair few players surrounding him, with M4s that are going to prefer this kind of close quarters matchups. He's going to completely neglect to check sandwich. You're going to look, check your corners. No, he's not. He's going to get taken down by Roma. However, he does at the very least keep a lot of players over towards A. That's allowed the B hit to come in now quite easily. Just a deagle to stop this bomb from going down. And Does not happen, unfortunately. Mr. Hoy firing on all cylinders right here, picking up 2. Looking to get himself maybe even the 4K. Spot out one on the edge of the Molotov, drops Cryptics, and now it is all down to Roma. He's on a bit of a flank. I don't think they're expecting this, but all by himself, making a lot of noise, gets caught with his knife out even. An 11-4 half coming in for Pensioners. Once again, you know, Fish had a bit of an opportunity in the middle there, similar to our last game, to secure a few rounds, but just not able to carry that momentum through to make it a competitive first half.
Not entirely. I mean, we're seeing a kind of a mirror match from the last game.
Yeah.
Where Stiffmeister ran away with the game, got an insanely big lead. But Pensioners doing one better. They didn't end the half 10-5, they ended at 11-4, so they're one round ahead. And this is crucial for Fish123 to win the pistol round. Well, now with the new economy, they do have that extra round to play around with, now that they can buy a bit earlier. But nonetheless, you do not want to lose the pistol round. You don't want to give Pensioners any more of an advantage than they already have. Mr. Hoy in a very good position. Does hear the bomb being planted. Bodito takes down Batham. And now it's a 5 versus 4. The retake's on, but the bomb is planted in such a good spot for CT, but it doesn't matter. Bodito takes down Roma. Cryptics getting Bodito on the jumping shot. Cryptics, last one on site, gets the dink, isn't able to finish off Yuho. Mr. Hoy falls, Mr. Hoy, sorry, does not fall. Rattlesnake falls. And now T-Sack. The bomb is planted for him, but the body blocking coming out by his Pensioners is beyond stellar. And Pensioners win the pistol half, and they get 12 rounds on the board for themselves.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know, it's not so great from Fish123. They're kind of aggressively pushing on towards the Sires. A solid retake setup once again, and T-Sack goes for the flank around for kind of that post-plant clutch situation that he may well have had to play on the bomb, but he was expecting, you know, maybe 2 players at max that he would have to face off against 4. Like you say, the body block was extremely effective. So they do manage to get the bomb down. There is that to take away. So they're just going to eco this one and then go in for the buy into the next round. A little bit of a throwaway here. Team damage being done, not team kill though, so it's not all embarrassing, but very, very clean indeed. Mr. Hoy very lucky to escape on 1 HP, but Pensioners, they get themselves a 13th round. Looking pretty solid here, as they will start to really run away with this one. Fish123 going to have to pull it out of the bag on this T side.
Pull it out of the bag, they're going to have to do, and the bag is very big. And it's very hard to carry that bag at the moment for Fish123. Mr. Hoy being aggressive with a counterpart there. Rattlesnake just sees the tip of a head, the tippy top. He does get tagged up through the wall bang. And now Fish123 just slowing up the pace a bit. The smoke is going to buy Pensioners a bit more time. 1 minute 26 left on the clock. So not a lot of time, sorry, for Fish123 to play around with. Rattlesnake finds Shaney down mid somewhere. Mr. Hoy aware of his position. Batham finds Bodito, so Fish123 got the advantage here. They're going onto the site. Mr. Hoy, the first one to come out on towards them, doesn't actually manage to get anything. Yuho gets Rattlesnake in return as Cryptics finds Mr. Hoy. Now 2 versus 4. Are you going to retake this if you are Pensioners? And it looks like it. Weber, and he manages to get a kill here. It's on. Batham, something very close for Pop Flash, is going to go out. Is gonna land, but I think, yep, no, Weber's gonna get Batham, but Cryptics gets the refrag. Yuho managing to find Cryptics in return as well. Now 1 versus 2. Yuho, Roma very low. Can he get Roma? He does, but he's out of time. He's gonna back off.
Still though, really good damage done. It's a great flash from Weber. It's a really, really hard high flash to dodge away from. And the angle that I believe Batham, I think, was watching. Yeah, he needed Weber to peek from, you know, the stairs side, walking up from the left, not having already crept up on that right-hand side. So doesn't work out for him. A nice little individual play, but unfortunately, just the initial frags that Fish123 had picked up means that Pensioners didn't really have much of a chance, especially with that AWP on the retake. Just looking to keep the economy modest, keep the damage on that economy. And they certainly do so, as you can see in this round. There's barely any utility to work with, so not quite out of the woods yet for Fish123.
T-Sac falling to 34 HP after challenging Weber. Coming out on top there with help of Batham. Rattlesnake pushing out onto the side. Spots the shadow of Mr. Hoy. Gets taken down in return as Bedito finds Roma. Yuho, however, finding 2 kills there. Last one on Cryptics. Shaney falls to 66, but now same situation. T-Sac after remaining, but Bedito is ready and aware of his position and takes him out. 14 points, 14 is a score for Pensioners, 5 for Fish. 1 round away again for match point.
Yeah,
only 20 rounds in.
Not a great spot for Fish to be in. You know, it's like, cool, we got the first rifle round on board. We can, you know, get back into this, and then you just immediately get reset. And then you have the question of, are we going to play for overtime 10 rounds in a row, or are we going to try and get a bit of a lucky round with the Deegs? And they're putting all their chips into this one. So far, only trading 1 for 1. Make it a second, though. Rattlesnake on the Deagle, certainly pulling his weight here. Mr. Hoy above the smoke, trying to get a bit cheeky. Weber comes in at the same time. Bit of an awkward battle, but he does end up winning it, and it's all going to be down to Roma to essentially keep his team in it. Oh, Benito. Oh, like We've not seen one tonight. We've had a couple opportunities. Is he going to be able to get it? The jump across is going to make a lot of noise. He lands the right click, but can't find the kill. Roma takes him down, embarrasses him. Bedito dies red-faced, but at least the trade is there from Weber relatively cleanly. It will now be that match point. 10 in a row they've got to play with as well, Tal. Pension is really feeling pretty comfortable here.
Bodito with the boom boom gun coming in.
Is that what it's actually called?
No. I wanted to make some illustration with Bodito, but I couldn't really think of anything other than it is the Auto Sniper Cryptics and Co pushing up in through T. Bodito doing work with the Auto Sniper.
Like,
just ultimate BM at this point.
I'm gonna do you one better. All right, I'm gonna pull out the Auto Sniper. How about that? Now I'm angry.
Oh, Mr. Hoy just pushing out mid off, getting Rattlesnake, gets Roma as well. Batham, last one remaining, and it's definitely going to go in favor of Pensioners. They win the round, they go to 16, and they win yet another game on the board for them. Fish123, unfortunately, it looks like the journey for the ESL UK Premiership ends here.